The new Israeli health minister decided to transfer 1.2 million Pfizer vaccines to the Palestinian Authority in the next few days.
Here's a summary of the article.
Israel plans to transfer some 1.2 million Pfizer vaccines to the Palestinians in the coming days to help them with their floundering coronavirus vaccination campaign, the Haaretz news site reported on Thursday. The move was decided during a meeting Thursday between new Health Minister Nitzan Horowitz and senior health ministry officials and comes after Israel faced months of intense criticism from rights groups and medical professionals for failing to assist the Palestinians. The report said the vaccines would be in the form of a loan, with Israel to give Ramallah doses from its stockpile of Pfizer vaccines, with the expectation that they would be replenished with doses that the Palestinians have on order. Levy also said that Israel should demand that Palestinians coming into Israel for medical treatment first present a negative virus test. Israel has maintained that under the Oslo Accords, the Palestinians are responsible for immunizations in the West Bank. Though the security barrier separates most of the West Bank from Israel, and there is a near-hermetic fence between Israel and Gaza, the entire region is seen as one epidemiological unit. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's Travelers' Health Section lists Israel, including the West Bank and Gaza. Because Israel and the territories are grouped together, the U.S. State Department in April included Israel among 116 countries on its Level 4 Do Not Travel advisory list, citing unprecedented risk due to a very high level of COVID-19.
This post received a score of 17,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
It should be noted that the new health minister, Horowitz, is the head of Meretz, a left-wing, pro-peace, progressive party. This was a no-brainer for him.
The thing is, even if you are right-wing, it doesn't make any sense not to help Palestinians get vaccinated as well. So many Palestinians cross the border every day to work in the Israeli side. Don't you want them to be vaccinated? Don't you think they could spread the virus among those Israelis who can't get vaccinated?
To be fair, Israel already vaccinated all the Palestinians with work permits. These 1.2 mil is for the general population,
whom those workers live amongst. It's just smart insurance at a pretty minimal cost. Plus a giant PR win they desperately need on the world stage starting out a new alliance government.
Vaccinating everybody is for everybody's benefit. Each infection is another chance for a new mutation that bypasses our vaccines, and it only requires a single such mutation for everything we have done in the past 6 months to be a complete waste. The richer countries has an obligation to themselves to ensure we eradicate this virus completely, and Israel, who controls Gaza completely, has a moral obligation to ensure they get what they need.
I say this all the fucking time. Every minute we don't vaccinate everyone we can and limit transmission, we risk the chance of a vaccine-resistant mutation. And we'd be back to January 29, 2020 all over again.
The Delta strain isn't that exactly, but it's pretty close.
I'm not sure about the history of viruses like this, and I hope someone sees this to answer this question. But I'd imagine the flu before many mutations looked entirely different than the flu variants we see today. If a hypothetical vaccine had been developed early when the first flu appeared 1,000s of years ago, would it have been possible to eradicate it before it became capable of coming back every year at various strengths? To clarify. If we don't get a handle on this quickly, could it not become so mutated that it comes back yearly or cyclical, where a new vaccine would be necessary like the flu?
It's possible. The mutation rate for SARS-CoV-2 is lower than the flu, 10 per 10,000 nucleotides per year vs 25 per 10,000 nucleotides per year, but that doesn't mean it won't mutate fast enough.
Influenza's genetic code is also stored in 8 separate strands, allowing for rapid genetic shifts through reassortment. Coronavirus RNA is stored on a single strand, so this isn't at present an option. To your point about early vaccination thousands of years ago before as much genetic variation had been allowed to occur, though, I don't know.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.